Hey everybody, this is another bonus episode of Horror Movie Night. As you know, this week we just did our episode about bad channels, and throughout the episode, the one thing that we kept coming back to time and time again was the Manic Depresso video done by SyKoTiK SyNfOnEy. So I figured, why not just get one of the fucking guys from the band on the podcast? So we're talking to Crusty Udders, the lead singer of SyKoTiK SyNfOnEy.
That's me.
So one of the things that we noticed when we watched the movie, and I wanted to ask you about a little bit, is from what we could see, you know, there's the 3 music videos in bad channels, and the first 2 videos are decent, but they're very kind of a band playing and people there watching it. And then we get to your guys' segment, and it to quote my co-host, it feels like a music video. It just has that energy and that vibe. Did you guys come with ideas, or did they plan that out for you?
That was actually Ted Nicolau's idea. He worked with the writers to do all that. We put a couple of cents in, and saying, do you want this to happen? Do you want that to happen? Do you want putting our few cents in? But he said, this is how it's going to be. And so we basically did what he said, and it came out good. There were some things that we asked him if he wanted to change, and he did some changes. Other than that, it was all Ted.
Now, what is the origins of SyKoTiK SyNfOnEy? Because there's definitely, there's elements of like Guar and Green Jelly that were kind of floating around at that time, but I really feel like you guys had your own thing going on that was just on such a different level of...
I totally understand what you're saying. It's kind of weird because even though as a musician that all of us were, knowing all those other bands was really new to me. I didn't even know who Green Jello was. I didn't know a lot of the other bands like Guar or anything. I didn't really even listen to other people's music a lot. At that time, I didn't even have a lot of albums. I was basically, I always had my radio off when I drove. I didn't even listen to music. I just, so when Stan Gonzalez and I started recording, it was basically just Stan and I. And of course, we had Stan do all the drums. He's an incredible drummer, not just a singer. He was really a drummer.
Okay.
But Stan is an incredible writer. Absolutely incredible. I was a basic, 80s rock and roller. And he took whatever he could of mine and basically turned it into a disco funk as much as he could. And so that's where we got the disco funk metal rock part, is when he melded it all together. Stan is an incredible writer. He took my, okie dokie stuff and made it what it is, which you could say SyKoTiK SyNfOnEy.
Yeah, because if you're only familiar with their song in Bad Channels, I've listened to Eargasm multiple times. It's one of my favorite records from that time period. And it's just, it's got these elements of, it'll go from hip hop into like a mosh pit. Like it just goes all over the place. It's so schizophrenic would be the best way to describe the sounds, is that it's just constantly moving.
We can't forget the other guys. We got Tim. Tim was Pedophilo, and he likes to call Petrophilo. Sorry about that, Tim. I always said he was Pedophilo, the clown that does children's parties, but he didn't like that, so we went with Petrophilo. Tim does all the bass lines. He wrote every bit of bass line from day one when we were not just SyKoTiK SyNfOnEy, when we were the Dichondras. And back during the Dichondras days, it was basically me trying to get my music out, and Stan just basically being a nice guy doing the drum tracks for me and saying, well, do vocals. Tim was actually right there at that time doing bass tracks. But we had like 15 people in costumes dancing around us while we played as a normal long-haired band. But the thing is that whenever we decided to travel, none of them went with us. That's kind of like when Brian Young or Stanky Poozle joined the band. He, being that he's probably the best guitar player I've ever known in person. Being young and watching him play back when I was 16, 17 years old, and he's just a couple of years older than me, was just an incredible guitar player. He took what we had and just bumped it up 10 times. And then what year Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say I've been such a huge fan that I've watched like all the live videos of you guys that are available on YouTube, and the stuff that he does with, he had some type of mechanism made to make his guitar float, and it would cause that feedback. And the quickness in which he would flick it into the float and then right back into shredding was just mind-boggling for me to watch.
Oh yeah. Oh, the same stuff that you make your suspenders out of, kind of like the regular like rainbow suspenders.
Yeah.
Well, he had this weird idea of just making a guitar strap out of that stuff.
Oh shit! And, that makes so much sense.
I didn't think it would hold, because of all the stuff he did and dancing around like he did. I didn't think it would hold, but it did. And so that's what he just said. I'm going to get the sewing machine out. We all used to sew, which is so weird. We all used to sew. So whenever our costumes would break or something was needed, we just sewed it up. We made our own costumes on some of this stuff, especially when we did the Stilts Act part of the SyKoTiK Symphony. That we didn't have anything other than the fact that we needed to cover up those stilts, and that was when we got the sewing machine out, and everybody made their own costume right there. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's a talented skill to have, though. That's a good skill to have.
Yeah, I felt like my mother. Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm going to be sewing for this metal show. Okay.
Well, but the costumes definitely helped you stand out, if nothing else. But your sound already made you stand out. But the costumes it's so fitting to everything else that's happening. It is part of the sound in a weird way.
Well, Stanley Gonzalez really did have a real Chuck E. Cheese costume.
Okay, that's what that was. Okay.
Yes, he goes by Zoid Elbow Zweedy. Yeah, so Zoid had a real Chuck E. Cheese costume. We were borrowing it for one night. We just happened to know the manager of a Chuck E. Cheese. And so he lent the extra suit to us so he could wear it at one of our shows. And then, lo and behold, that manager got a phone call saying he's fired. Had nothing to do with the suit, though.
So you just got to keep it.
We go, we're going to return the suit. He goes, never mind, I got fired. Keep it. So Zoid had a real Chuck E. Cheese costume. That's what you've seen all these years, was a real Chuck E. Cheese costume. I still have that costume.
That's awesome. That's so cool to have.
It's not really wearable now. It's just a mass of goo, and it kicks once in a while when it's in the garage. Yeah. Zoid never washed it. It's pretty bad.
So
it's basically a black fungi that's alive. It's kind of like in Bad Channels when that green thing on the plate kind of jumped. Yeah, his suit jumps because he never washed it.
So
he just left it in a duffel bag, and it's up in my garage here.
So it seems like at that time, and this is just me making a guess, but from the stuff that I saw, it felt like Full Moon kind of was gearing up to go all in on SyKoTiK Symphony. Even if you watch the Video Zone, like they highlight you guys way more than anything else in Bad Channels.
Yeah, they really liked us. They really did. And Dean, who worked for the Full Moon record part of it, he just loved us. We hung out a lot. We thought we were going to go full bore and see how far we can go. And we had plans on traveling with Primus as an opening act.
Oh, that would have been the perfect band for you to open for, too.
I know. Oh, it would have been. We absolutely had it all ready to go. We were like probably about 3 or 4 months, maybe 3 months out. Everybody getting ready to we got to make it to Chicago with our gear. So what we were doing was we were going to fly into Chicago with just some of our gear, and they were going to supply us with the rest of the stuff we needed, basically the major parts of the amps and stuff we needed, like our effects and stuff. We brought that stuff, but Zoid didn't want to do it.
Oh,
he was right in the middle of having a child at the time, and I'm pretty sure he regrets that particular thing. But the child is a lot more important. But we all kind of said, without him, we're not going to do it. We even tried talking to Dean Cameron. Dean Cameron, the actor of Ski School 2,
and Rockula, right?
Yeah, he was playing bass. He was gonna sing. He was gonna take Stan's Zoid's place. And Brian and I were talking to him. At that time, he was playing with the guy Satchel, who's with Steel Panther.
Okay, holy shit!
Yeah. Dean was playing with Satchel in another band, and Satchel was kind of back and forth with the David Lee Roth. No, not David Lee Roth. Not David Lee Roth, but the Van Halen project, which was basically I can't remember what the band that they call it then. Oh man, like I said, but Satchel was in a Van Halen band with the rest of the guys of Steel Panther before they became Steel Panther.
I didn't realize they've been doing this for so long. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then so Dean, I guess, went another way because he had a Ski School 2 to film. Satchel and the other guys. Brian was in the band doing the Van Halen band. Broke up with them and went to David Lee Roth, leaving Satchel to play lead guitar for the Van Halen band. That's why they turned into Steel Panther. Gotcha.
What a small world. I never knew that aspect of the story. And Brian played with David Lee Roth for a while too, right?
Yeah, close to 7 years now. Yeah, and then it was a while ago now, but still, it was. He did Atomic Punks. I'm sorry, that's the name of the band. The Van Halen copy band was Atomic Punks.
Okay, and then Atomic Punks became Steel Panther.
Correct.
What a small! That's such a small world. The 80s hair scene, right?
Oh yeah, 80s hair scene. All the guys, we were all we all knew each other in one way or another. Dean was going to be singing for us, but Brian and I just kind of said, no, it's not going to be the same. Dean is really good too, really good bass player, really good singer. It's just that Brian and I kind of said, well, we only got a couple of months to get ready. And I don't know how different it's going to be. We don't even know. So we just kind of said that was it. And like I said, then Brian ended up going with the Atomic Punks, and then it ended up in David Lee Roth. It's
still a great story to, that's one of those things where you always have that, and you always have the movie on the shelf to show and watch. But man, I would have loved to have known what could have happened if that Primus tour had taken off, because you guys would have left an impression for sure.
The weird thing is my 18-year-old son, who's now 18, he was 0 back then. He's now 18. He goes, I watched that movie plenty of times. Oh, you're in it? And I go, yeah, I'm in it. He didn't even know that was me. And so he goes, yeah, that's me. And that's why I wanted you to watch the movie. He goes, oh, I didn't realize that's why you wanted me to watch it. I didn't realize that was you. Okay, well, yeah, I'm pushing a movie on you that I just want you to know that I liked a lot. Yeah, and I'm telling you, 18 years old, and he goes, well, okay, now I get it. So you're that guy in the yellow hair. Yeah, that's me in the yellow hair. Oh, okay, that's why you wanted to push that movie on me all these years. Oh, brother.
Well, and you have a couple songs in there too, because you also do the polka song, right?
Yeah, we did a polka song. Brian and Stan were just so bendable and flexible when it comes to genres of music. Brian could play just about any instrument. He played accordion. His father, I believe, played the accordion. I don't, my father-in-law played the accordion, but I could sit there and hold the accordion. I don't know. I can't play the damn thing. It's like I have friends here in town here that play the accordion. I just can't figure it out. Stan can play a little bit of the accordion, but Brian wrote a song in a couple of hours, and next thing you know, within the next 2 days, he had 2 polka songs, and so I just had to happen to have a lower voice than the rest of the guys. So I was able to basically sing the polka style that he wanted, that Brian wanted. And they basically said, could you guys do polkas? I said, well, sure, we can try it. So we did. It came out of nowhere.
The little old
So
lady
that was,
polka.
yeah, and Pigpen Polka. I don't even have a copy of Pigpen Polka.
Yeah, I don't. That one I didn't even know existed. I knew the little old lady one. So there was two
the
polka
little lady
tracks.
polka, yeah, that one, and then Pigpen Polka we wrote for the movie, and we got paid for it. It's just that I don't know who has a copy of it. I have not heard a copy of it. It's about, I guess, I guess it's about having sex with animals, I believe. And maybe that's the reason why they haven't put it out, because they kept it down low on the down low. Yeah, so I heard that's illegal now. Yeah, I think in Washington State now, I think that's illegal. Yeah. That it is now illegal to do that. I didn't think that that was ever legal, but I just realized that yesterday they passed that law.
It's good to know.
Yeah, so
watch out, Washington State, I guess. Where can people go to check? Is there anywhere that you guys have put the music where fans of Bad Channels can hear the rest of the Eargasm album, or is it just kind of?
There is a website that you can get all that, but we don't even have control of the website. It's SyKoTiK.com. It doesn't really even have anything to do with us. Basically, a guy who liked us a lot, he took basically, I guess he has a server. He said, if I can sell this stuff, I'll keep the website open. So that's what he did.
Nice. And
we all gave him permission to keep the site open.
All right. Well,
it's like if you sell something, you can keep the site open, because that kind of pays for it.
All right, well, there you guys go. Go to SyKoTiKSymphony.com and pick up Eargasm because it's a great record.
That's where I have to go to get a copy. It's like all those videos and stuff that he has. Remember, we were playing on stage. We don't even know who took the videos. It's one of those things that you just go, oh, wow. I do think that there is a new video that will be out soon that no one has seen. I believe Petrophilo called me yesterday and said that he is going to put a new video out within the next couple of weeks that no one has ever seen yet.
Ooh.
So I am kind of wondering what it is.
That's exciting.
He said he was at his father's house. His father was he basically videotaped everything we did. So his dad said, I have these couple of videos. Do you want to see what they are? Tim looked at them and said, yes, we've never seen those before. So he is going to get copies and put them online. I think he's going to put them on YouTube.
Oh, that's exciting. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. I'm going to be Googling your guys' name for a couple days now.
One of our friends is Jeff Scott Soto. He's got his album out now, which is called SyKoTiK Symphony.
Oh, nice.
Jeff's the singer of Yngwie Malmsteen way back when during like Rising Force.
Okay, yeah.
That's Jeff Scott Soto. Well, Jeff's a friend of us, and he used to come to our practice place and stuff. And I got a few songs from the Dicandras / SyKoTiK Symphony that I actually have Jeff singing on.
Oh,
One
shit.
day we'll get those out. They're all bundled up in the garage, on tape. I guess I got to bake the tapes before I put them onto the reel.
Huh.
And hopefully one day we'll get those out.
It's good to see that you guys are able to keep digging up this stuff because it makes it feel like you guys never really went away. You know?
Yeah. We have so much stuff that we really don't know what to do with. We just try to, it's like the only problem is that like we have stuff that we used to record our cassette tapes like every night just so we can listen to them and say how it was the night before. We have all these stuff. Maybe the tape has only been played one time. We got like piles of tapes and new songs or songs that we've never put out, and the tapes are still good because they've only been played once and they've been kept in like large wooden boxes, so it keeps them nice. So hopefully one day we'll get that stuff out.
Get something put out like when when like Minor Threat had that complete discography release that was just all the 7 inches. We'll get like a complete discography of SyKoTiK Symphony on vinyl or something.
We're hoping one day. Well, put it this way: the ability for me to take stuff off a tape and put it onto digital is something beyond what I can do right now, depending on like a cassette tape, because it doesn't seem like I have any stuff that I can do that with. All my stuff is all sold off. Although, I play live and stuff. I still have, instead of a dining room table, I have a full drum set and a couple of Marshall stacks, and that's my living room instead of a dining room table. Yeah, so that's what we have here. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm trying to move the Marshall stacks over a little bit so that I can make more room for another stack that I have. That I got a new Van Halen stack, the EVH stack. So I really like that one a lot. So I'm going to be playing that more. So I'm going to move the Marshalls over. So that's what's going on now. But moving a cassette tape to digital, I don't know how to do that.
Well, listen, anybody out there listening, if you know how to do it, let us know, and I'll pass the information on to Mark so we can get that SyKoTiK SyNfOnEy stuff in our ears.
Yeah, I can send them that stuff. They can have it, and as long as they promise they'd put it out.
All right. Well, thank
That'd
you.
Be great.
Thank you so much, Mark, for joining us for this little bonus episode. This is a dream come true to get to talk to you guys. I must have been 10 when I saw that movie, and I was like, "Who is this band? I need to know more about this band."
Yeah. No, we all still have our costumes and everything. Mine's over there by the drum set. Yeah, so I don't let my 18-year-old forget.
Yeah, reunion one of these days.
I'm hoping. Brian said yes. Everybody said yes, except for Stan. So we're trying to get to talk to Stan. All we have to do is show up in Texas. Just bring our instrument, and we can use the gig stuff from the Spasmatics.
You should try to do something like if you're going into Texas, like you guys playing at Fantastic Fest or one of those like genre festivals would be huge.
I would love it. Yeah. If the guys want to do it, I'm all willing to. It's like Brian. We all talk. All of us talk. Stan's just the only one that kind of says, "Okay, I got to go right now."
Okay.
Say, "You want to do it again?" That's about it. So we're just kind of waiting to see if Stan says yes.
All right. Well, I'm fingers crossed, Stan. I hope you hear this episode. We all want it. Everybody wants it.
Great. Yeah. So one day.
All right. Well, guys, go and check out SyKoTiKSyNfOnEy.com so you can hear their feature-length album. And I'm sure the videos will be continually uploaded as they come out. So hopefully we will get a SyKoTiK SyNfOnEy reunion one of these days, because I will travel to watch that show for once. I need to see it one time. So here's hoping. Thank you again so much, Mark, for taking the time.
You're welcome.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network. You're listening to the Geekscape Network.